Hello everybody and welcome to my second ever All Heroes Max Punish guide. In this video, I'm going to go through every single hero in For Honor and tell you guys the max out of stamina punish on guard break and out of stamina punish on parry. All right, I'm not going to go through all the parry punishes because then it would just be way too long of a video, but if you guys want to see that, then let me know in the comments. But without further ado, let's get this started. All right, so first hero is Warden. What you're going to do on guard break, you're going to go ahead and zone him into a top heavy. Make sure it's the top. On parry, exact same punish. It is a zone into a top heavy. Peacekeeper is where the punishes get a little crazy, right? So on parry, very simple. Go ahead, parry that, hit him with a light into the top heavy, make sure it's top, hit him with that bleed. And then on guard break, this punish is kind of crazy. You're gonna guard break her, you can throw her wherever, back, forward, doesn't really matter. Double stab, dodge forward heavy, heavy, bleed light. It does crazy damage. I'll show you guys one more time. You can throw him back, doesn't really matter. Just we're gonna need to cut that out. For Peacekeepers, out of stam on guard break, you're gonna guard break, throw either forward or to the side, not back. Cannot be the back. You're gonna do dodge forward heavy, top heavy, and then the bleed light. I'll show you guys one more time. Just remember, you cannot do this one throwing back, okay? Just make sure you don't mess that up. All right, now for Cent, you're gonna have a couple of options. On guard break, it's pretty simple. You can either just throw them, and if you're low on stamina, just go for the Eagle's Talon because it'll replenish your stamina. But also what you can do, if you have a lot of stamina, you wanna continue your chain, you can throw them, buffer kick, go right into your charged heavy, and that'll let you keep comboing into him. So right after that, as you can see, right when he gets up, I pin him, and then I can just go right back into my combo and do whatever. Now on parry, here's where it gets interesting. So obviously you can go ahead and parry it. You can do the light into the fully charged heavy. That's going to do quite a bit of damage, but the maximum punish in is might be a little bit difficult. You're going to have to do some tech. Let me show you guys real quick. So he went for the parry. I parried it. I unlocked, and then boom. Heavy into fully charged heavy. I'm going to teach you guys how to do that real quick. So what you're going to want to do is right when you see the indicator, early parry, not too early though, because you won't get the parry. Go for an early parry right after you press heavy to parry it, unlock, and then relock. Okay. So I'll go ahead and show you guys. Boom. Early parried. I unlocked, regular heavy, and that punch is guaranteed. That's a 53 damage punish. So I'll show you guys one more time. Parry, unlock, boom, boom, and then you get your stamina back. Kind of a ridiculous punish, so if you can, I would try to bait him for that, because not only are you doing 53 damage, you're getting your stamina back. So that is Centurion. Next up, we got Black Prior. Very simple. On guard break, throw him anywhere you want, spam light so that you get it off, and then go right into your undodgeable top heavy. I'll show you guys again. Let me make sure the side one. Okay, it doesn't matter what side you do. You can do top or side. They all do the same damage. And on parry, you're gonna do it your dodge forward heavy into the undodgeable, right? That's gonna give you 48 damage, and you can do the unblockable, but it doesn't really make sense to you because it just uses more stamina and does one less damage. So just stick to light into undodgeable or the dodge forward heavy into undodgeable. All right, next up we got Gryphon. So for this one, you're gonna have to do a little bit of tech. So you do have a couple options. I'm gonna give you guys the easy one first. So easy one is go and throw him to the side and do that undodgeable, and then go ahead and go into your dodge forward heavy. You can do the side heavy, which is gonna do more damage, but I would recommend going into the dodge forward heavy because then you can chain and use your hyper armor in case they interrupt you. Now the second option, it's actually very difficult to land, and even I can't even do it consistently, but I'm going to try it for you guys. So you're going to guard break him, throw him to the left side, and go ahead and watch this. You have to time it really well, and it's going to take me a couple tries, I imagine, but I'll try to see if I can do it. There we go. That's how you do it. So as you can see, what you need to do is you have to guard break, throw him to the left. I don't know if it works for the right. Definitely works for the left. Right when your guard comes back, you have to do light, side light, and then kick. And that kick is guaranteed. His dodge is on, but it's so easy to delay the undodgeable. So I'll show you guys, like, look how easy it is to delay it. Look, like I waited super long to do it, but here, I'll try to see if I can do the punish again. But it's just so hard to get it perfectly right. You know what I mean? Like right there, I was a little bit too late, and there we go. There we go. There it is. So That punish does 49 damage. That's the most you're going to get with Gryphon on a guard break. But like I said, this punish is super hard to land. So like, unless you're like way up on health, I would not recommend trying to do it because it is just so difficult to do it. Okay, now for Gryphon's light parry punish. All you're going to do is parry, zone, light, and then kick. And that kick is guaranteed. I'll show you guys one more time. Parry, zone, light, boom, kick. That is quite the punish. That does a total, this is 28 plus 24. Bro, that's like 52 damage. This punish right here is so hard to land, guys. So honestly, I wouldn't even recommend that you do it unless you're really confident that you can get it off, or you kind of just want to, you know, test the waters maybe and just prove that you're him. All right, now Conqueror's punish is a little bit weird because you kind of have to feint something and then, yeah, you guys will see. So on guard break, you have a couple options. The first option is to top heavy, side heavy feint into another side heavy. So I'll go ahead and show you guys. Make sure to throw them to the side though. It has to be to the side, right? And I do have blocking on right here. He is able to block me, so the punish does work. So I'll show you guys again. Top heavy, I went straight into my side heavy, immediately feinted it, and then threw the side heavy. Alternatively, what you can do is you can start with your side heavy, feint it, and then do a top heavy. So those are your two options, although I would probably just recommend you doing this punish because it's a lot more safe and you don't have to deal with your opponent light stuffing. The other two were max punish, well, or max damage, I should say, so I would probably opt for the one that I just showed you. For Conqueror's parry punish, what you're going to want to do is parry his attack, do a top light, and then do a top heavy. You don't want to chain into your top heavy because then it's only going to do 22 damage, which is like really lame. So you can do a zone into a top unblockable, but it does 2 less damage. Honestly, I'd probably just go for that one. But if you want to maximize damage, go ahead and parry, do the light, and then buffer top heavy. You don't have to start with a top light, but I would just recommend it since it's a lot easier to do. So I'll show you guys one more time. Light, I wait, and then boom, you get that top heavy guaranteed. All right, now we're on to all of our favorite hero in the game, Lawbringer. As if he couldn't be any more broken, you get a 65 damage punish by just throwing them forward, double heavy, and then the light. Block is on, by the way. Like I just don't understand why we're getting... Like, bro, just get me off. When you parry with Lawbringer, you are going to get a light on any side into the top heavy, into the side light, but make sure that you don't buffer light because here's what's going to happen. If you buffer light, they're not going to fall down, right? So make sure you kind of delay it a little bit. It's really easy to get. It's not that hard to really do it, but just make sure you slightly delay it. Otherwise, you're not going to get the punish off. I really hate this hero. For Gladiator, you got a couple options. So if you are not near a wall, what you're going to want to do is you're just going to throw him to any side. Doesn't really matter. You're going to get a light into a heavy guaranteed. Now, if you are near a wall, what you're going to want to do is throw them forward and make sure they're not too close to the wall. Toe stab, buffer skewer, delay it, throw them on the wall, and then you get the heavy. Now, it does do a little bit more damage than the light into the heavy, and it's really not hard to get off. So I'll show you guys one more time. I don't know why he's sticking so close to the wall. Buffer, toe stab, skewer, wait a second, throw him on the wall. Now, make sure when you do the skewer, you wait just a split second, because if I just immediately skewer him and throw him, it's not going to do like any bleed damage. So you're going to want to wait just until your skewer's done and then throw him on the wall. But only do that if you're near the wall. Throw, toe stab, boom, boom. I waited, and then I get a free heavy. Now, he is falling down because I just have him permanently set exhausted, so he will get wall splatted, and then you'll get your heavy off, and then you can go from there. The max punish on attempted parry for Gladiator is as follows. You do have a couple options once again, but one of them is going to be more ideal. So first, what you can do, parry it, go ahead, go into your double heavy, boom, 53 damage, monster punish. But this punish is kind of crazy. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to deflect, and it is a little bit difficult. Deflect, wait a second, and then you get a double heavy when you throw them from your skewer. It does a ridiculous amount of damage. I'll show you guys one more time. Boom. Slightly delayed. Double heavy. Look at his health. I don't know how much damage that did, but with one punish, that's 3 bars. That's like damn near 75 damage. Like, that's ridiculous. So it is a little bit harder to do. I would say if you're trying to bait the the heavy, I would say go for top because it is easier to deflect on the top. But dude, it's just a ridiculous punish overall. So I would recommend just doing double heavy if you're not comfortable with it. But it is just a, I guess I'm not either, but it is just a monstrous punish nonetheless. I mean, like, crazy. Warmonger's punish are very simple. Oh my god, bro. Her punishes are very simple. All you're gonna do on throw, it doesn't matter where you throw them, you're just gonna zone into the top heavy. You can do light, it'll cost less stam, but it does 1 less damage. So honestly, I would probably just do the light because it will use significantly less stamina. And on parry, it is the exact same thing. You just go for your parry and then zone into the top heavy. Raider's got a pretty monstrous punish as well. Well, not as well because Warmonger's isn't amazing. All right, Raider's guard break punish is a little bit iffy sometimes. So I'll show you guys how I do it to make sure I get it. First of all, your guard has to be top when you do this. So if you're in your unblockable mix, what you can do with Raider, in the middle of your unblockable, if you change your guard to top during the guard break, it will put your guard top. So make sure you are doing that if you're in your unblockable mix. So what you're going to want to do is throw them back and then immediately I just spam RT and walk forward. Make sure you're walking forward because sometimes it won't work, and I do it like immediately after I throw them. And then you go right into your zone for 1 extra damage, then the double top heavy. So if you want to continue your chain, you can always do the double top heavy and then just go from there. But the max punish is going to be that top heavy into the unblockable zone. His parry punish is going to be a little bit different. You're going to want a stunning tap on any side. Doesn't really matter. You can do top, you can do side, don't matter. You're going to go right into your unblockable. But again, if you want to keep that chain going, I would just go right into your top heavy. That way you can kind of do whatever. Oh, bot is on animation. But yeah, that is it for Raider. Like I said, doesn't really matter what direction you do the stunning tap. Just make sure to buffer it. Berserker's punish, pretty simple. All you do, throw them to the side. It has to be to the side heavy into your unblockable. Now you can do side heavy into another side heavy. It will do less damage. However, you can continue your chain. So again, you kind of got to play with that depending on where your stamina is at and some other factors. His parry punish is going to be dodge forward light, side heavy into another light. Okay, now what you can do with this though is you can go for a deflect and then get that get this punish, which is going to do more damage. But again, it is a little bit hard to deflect out of stamina. Bro, how many guard breaks am I going to whip this video? But anyway, yeah, that's Berserker. All right, now for Highlander. So you do have a couple of options with him. So your first is just to go ahead, throw them, do a light into the heavy. But alternatively, what you can do is you can throw them light, dodge forward, and then that kick is guaranteed. It does do less damage, but it keeps you in your mix. So that is a good option. And this works for both the guard break and the parry punish. So I'll go ahead and show you guys. Go ahead, parry me. I parry that. Boom, dodge forward. And then that kick is guaranteed. But like I said, it is going to do more damage if you go ahead and do that light into the heavy. And it does, oh, it actually does matter. So I guess the top does do 1 more damage. So when you're doing that, go ahead and do the light into the top heavy. Jormungandr's punishes are pretty simple on guard break. All you're going to do, punch, throw, then go ahead and do that big old hammer slam. Now on parry, what you're going to want to do is you're going to punch him and then go right back into your mix. All right? You can do, actually you can't do that. You cannot do that, the light into the heavy because it's not safe, and also the punch just does more damage anyway. So I'll go ahead and show you guys one more time. Parry, punch, go right into that, and that is a safe punish. Now for the main man, Warlord. So on guard break, it kind of depends on where you're at. If you're not near a wall, you're just going to throw him, and then you get a free top heavy into the side heavy. But if you push him on a wall, you can do the side heavy. I don't really know why, but for some reason, you do get that side heavy off if you throw them on the wall. I guess it like takes longer for them to fall. But let me show you guys, it doesn't work if they're not on the wall. I don't know why it like takes him a second to really do it. But on parry, you're going to want to do a light into a heavy. So go ahead, parry that. Light into heavy. In the second heavy, it doesn't matter what side you do because all of them do the same damage. So light into top heavy, light into side heavy. Does not really matter. Valkyrie's punish are both the same for parry and guard break. All you're going to do is you're going to throw them forward, dodge forward light into a guaranteed sweep. I'm pretty sure, I don't think it really matters which way you throw them. Yeah, it doesn't matter what way you throw them. Dodge forward light, and then sweep. And I'll go ahead and show you guys on parry. Parry that, dodge forward light, and then you get that free sweep off. And make sure you do the dodge forward light because the regular light doesn't do as much damage. So why would you miss out on free damage? Now for my little girl. Anyway, we got Shaman now. You got a couple options for Shaman. So it kind of depends on if they have bleed on them or not. If they don't have bleed, what you're going to want to do, go ahead and throw them. Boom, heavy. And that light is guaranteed. Now they can guard break you after that light and it would be guaranteed. So what I would recommend you do that punish and just go straight into either your zone or your light. That way you cannot be guard broken out of it. But it is kind of a read that you have to make. So now if they have bleed on them, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do this punish. Boom. Bite is guaranteed and you also do get that heavy off. So I'll show you guys one more time. Well, let me turn off blocking. So if they got bleed on them, throw them to the side, go right into that unblockable, and then soft feint it to your bite. And that bite is guaranteed. Your parry punish with Shaman will be as follows. You're going to parry, light, unblockable, and then do that light, and that light is guaranteed. But again, they can guard break you after it, so I would recommend just making a read. If you think they're going to guard break, throw your lights. If you think they're going to zone, then throw. Or if you think they're going to... I don't really know what I was saying. I kind of got lost. But anyway, light, unblockable, and that bleed light is guaranteed. For our third least favorite hero, Varangian Guard, it's the same as parry and counter guard break. All you're going to do is you're going to do your zone into your top unblockable. All right. Alternatively, if they parry, well, not alternatively, it's the same thing. If you parry it, zone into top UB. I'm pretty sure the top UB does more damage than the sides. I would be correct. So same thing for both, but like if you're playing this hero, just hop off the game. For Kensei's guard break punish, you again have a few options. So the first punish and the most safe punish is you just throw them forward, do the dodge forward light, and then you get that Nature's Wrath off. Now for the maximum punish, for the most damage punish, what you're going to want to do is you throw them forward, and it has to be forward. Side heavy, literally just spam heavy. When you throw them forward, just spam heavy on the side. That's all you need to do. That punish does 57 damage, which is kind of crazy. The thing is about that punish is they can light you right after it. So I wouldn't really recommend doing that. What I like to do is I like to throw them forward. You get that side heavy and then go into your Nature's Wrath. That Nature's Wrath is guaranteed. That way, if they try to either light you or guard break you, then your hyper armor will... Okay, I messed up the punish. Then your hyper armor we'll get past it. That's a few options for that punish, but I mean, you guys know me. I like to do that heavy into the Nature's Wrath, but you got to figure out what kind of situation you are in is what I'm trying to say. Now for parrying on Kensei, it is just going to be the dodge forward light into the Nature's Wrath, and that is pretty much your only option. I mean, I guess you can do like light into side heavy and then go into your chain, but it's just going to do it's just going to do significantly less damage, so I would just opt for dodge forward light into the Nature's Wrath. All right, Orochi's punish, pretty simple. What you're going to do on guard break is throw them to the side. It has to be the side. Look, I threw him straight. He went way too far away. If I throw him back, it's not going to get the double heavy. So what you're going to want to do, throw to the side, either left or right. You get the top heavy into another top heavy. Now on parry, what you're going to want to do is you're going to do your zone into your top heavy. That is all you get. You do not get... Wait, yeah, you do. Wait, sorry guys, you definitely get the top heavy into the heavy. I was tripping. Sorry about that. Yes, you get the heavy into the top heavy. I don't know why I thought it was zone, but both punishes are the exact same, so you can't really... It's pretty hard to mess this one up. Very easy punish. All right, now for Shinobi. Shinobi's punish is the exact same for guard break and parry, so what you're going to want to do, throw to the side, make sure it is to the side, or else it won't work. All you're going to do, light, back dodge, go straight into that unblockable, okay? You don't have to delay it. I think you used to have to delay it, but now you don't. On parry, you're going to want to delay the light, and then this is when you slightly delay the unblockable, right? Because if you buffer it, here's what's going to happen. Buffered, he can guard break you out of that. So make sure you do what I do. I slightly delay the light after I parry it. Boom. And then I slightly delay the unblockable. I messed it up that time. I'll get it for you guys this time. Boom. It's like almost right when I go back, I wait till I fully go back, and then right when my guy like kind of stands up, that's when you do it. So I'll do one more time. Boom. What? Okay, I don't know what happened there, but you guys get the idea. I'm not a Shinobi main, so don't get mad at me for not nailing it every time in the comments. Damn. For one of the most annoying heroes in the game, Hitokiri, on guard break, you're going to want to throw them forward, and then you get a free double heavy. And on parry, you also get a free double heavy. Pretty simple. All right, now Sohei's max punish on throw. I don't think it really matters what direction you throw them. It's just going to be a light into a zone. You don't get that chain light after it though, but it is really hard to react to, so you'll probably get it anyway. But on parry, you get a regular light into a zone. It is the exact same thing. If I could do the regular light, you just have to delay it. There we go. Oh my goodness. So you get the regular light into the zone in both punishes with Sohei. I hope those are the correct punishes because I have no idea. With Shugoki, unfortunately, you actually can't even like get a punish. All you get is a, I don't even think you get a heavy. I think all you get is just like a light. I think that's all you get. And I think the same goes for his parry punish. Let me just make sure real quick. Okay, yeah, and then on parry, unfortunately, all you get is a zone. So very not good punishes for Shugoki, but you know, it is what it is. All right, with Nobushi, you do have a couple of options. So it doesn't really matter what way you throw. Actually, that's a lie. You do have to throw them forward for the second punish, but for the first, it doesn't really matter. So all you really do is you can do that and then delay the bleed light so that, because if you immediately throw it, they're not going to fall down. Because right there, I buffered it. So you want to just slightly delay it. And I would only do this punish if they don't already have bleed on them. Even then, I would probably still opt for this punish. But if they do have bleed on them, this punish is insane. You throw forward, double heavy, ridiculous damage, ridiculous damage. All right, and on parry with Nobushi, if you are not near a wall, just go ahead, parry, do your dodge light, and then you get that guaranteed undodgeable. Now, if they are near a wall, hold on, I gotta get closer to the wall. If they are pretty close to the wall, this is kind of a crazy punish. You parry, dodge forward light, and then you go into your kick. Now, I did the hidden stance undodgeable because if they are far enough away, you do get that off. Here we go. See if I can get it. Hidden stance. Boom, guaranteed. Now, that is a freakish punish, but again, you do have to be the precise, like, distance away. So what you can do is you can just do this if they are against the wall. So either way, it doesn't really matter, but just make sure you do that dodge forward light, and you'll be all good. All right, for Aramusha on guard break, you have a couple of options. So either you can throw them and just do the zone, or you can throw them, do the light into the unblockable. But if you want to continue your chain, and I think it does one less damage, you can do the light into heavy. That way you can actually, it does more than one less damage, but that way you can keep continuing your chain. On parry, it is the exact same punishes. So you can do the zone, you can do the light into the unblockable, or if you want to keep going into your chain, you can do the light into the side heavy. That way you can just boop. Oh. All right, now with the Goat Kyoshin on guard break, you're just going to throw them, zone into the undodgeable heavy. You can throw them any side, doesn't really matter. But on parry, you're going to do a top heavy into your undodgeable, and it has to be a top heavy or else you're not going to get the punish. So side heavy, did not get the punish. Make sure it's top. Doesn't matter what side you parry on, just switch your guard to top. All right, with Tiandi, what you're going to want to do is guard break them. Doesn't matter which way you throw them, and you're going to do the light into the top heavy. So again, doesn't really, oh, never mind. You can't throw them back, I guess. So just throw them. I would just opt for side. Usually the safest bet, guys, just opt for side when you are throwing them. For parry, very interesting. So you can either do the zone and then feint that into the top heavy. That is guaranteed, but then they can light you out of it. But you can make a kind of a crazy read. And the only way that their light isn't safe is if you just make the read on where to crush and counter. I'm pretty sure. I would just recommend doing your light into the top heavy because you're going to stay in your chain and it's just safer. With Nuxia, very simple punish. All you do, throw them to the side. Has to be to the side. Once again, light, heavy, light. And the exact same thing on parry. You're going to do light, heavy, light. All guaranteed. For Zhanhu's guard break punish, you're going to want to throw them to the side. Once again, and you're going to get a free heavy into your heavy unblockable, and it has to be to the side or you're not going to get it. What else you can do though, if you want to continue your chain, you can throw a heavy, go into your dodge forward heavy, and then go right back into your chain. However, on a parry, you're not going to get the same punish. You're only going to get your zone into the unblockable. But again, if you want to continue your chain, you can do that punish. Yeah, okay, you can do that punish, but it's not safe at all. Just stick with the zone into the unblockable. Doesn't matter which direction you do the unblockable. Jiang Jung's punishes are pretty simple. You're going to throw them forward, and then you get a free side heavy into the unblockable. Now, the thing you have to be careful with in this punish is that you can't switch the direction of your guard when you throw them. Okay, so let's say my guard is top and I switch to the side. I'm not going to get that punish, right? So whenever you're feigning your unblockable, always make sure to switch your guard to the side so that you can actually get the full punish. There is also another secret punish that I have with Jiang Jung, and that is if you guard break them and you're really low on stamina, look at the stamina that this regenerates. Boom. I get the unblockable off, and I can go right back into my chain. You just have to make sure that with this punish, you do delay the zone a little bit, or else it is not going to work. So, boom, boom, boom. Which, I mean, I guess you don't have to delay the zone, but if you want to get them in the hit stun, then you got to do that. On a parry, all you're going to do is you're going to go right into your zone and then do the top unblockable. Pretty simple. Shaolin is another hero that has the same punishes for both parry and guard break. All you're going to do is light, heavy, light. Very, very easy. Same thing on parry. I don't think it matters what direction you throw them, but I will go ahead and confirm that for you guys. Yeah, it definitely doesn't matter. So just light, heavy, light with Shaolin. Pirate is another hero with very simple punishes. On guard break, you throw them to the side. You get the free heavy, heavy into gunshot. Kind of a crazy punish. You can't throw them forward and you can't throw it back or throw them back. Never mind. I lied. You can actually throw them back. And you can also throw them forward. So I just lied to you guys. On parry punish with Pirate, you do not get the double heavy though. You only get the zone into the chain heavy. And I'm pretty sure all Pirate's heavies do the same damage. I would be correct on that. So all you get is the zone. So yeah. Now for my girl Afeera, what you're going to want to do if you're not near a wall is you're going to throw them back, do a heavy into your unblockable or your undodgeable. I don't really think it matters. I think that, yeah, they do the same damage. So, but the thing is, you cannot change your guard. So if my guard is on the right, I can't change my guard to heavy, or you won't get the punish off. The same thing goes for the parry, except you cannot do the side heavy or the top heavy. You have to do double heavy on the side, although you can still do the undodgeable. There is a special punish for both the guard break and the parry for Afeera. Okay, so I'll show the guard break first. If you're near a wall, back throw them. Has to be a back throw near the wall. Dodge forward heavy, roll, and then hit him with a light kick, and then you'll get that heavy. I'll show you guys one more time. Back throw, buffer dodge forward heavy, roll, light kick, and then you get a free heavy off. All right. For parry, what you're going to want to do is you're going to parry, do the heavy, and then do the neutral bash right when you can. All right. So you're not buffering X or your guard break button, because you don't want to throw the kick. Are you gonna? I was about to say, you don't want to press. Okay. You don't want to press X. Bro, you're literally supposed to parry me. Okay, I'm just so confused. Anyway, you don't want to buffer X too early, because then you'll actually do the kick. That punish is not going to work, so you're going to do the heavy and then buffer the neutral bash when your recovery is done from the kick. Yo, I have no idea how long that took so long. Please keep that in editor. Like, bro. Khatoon is another one of those heroes that is the same punish for guard break and parry. All you're going to do, throw him to the side and then light, and then you're going to buffer the big punish, because why do I call it the big punish? The big punish does 30 damage. Alternatively, you can do this punish, but actually there is no alternatively, because there's no reason you would do that punish. I think it saves a little bit of stamina, but regardless, next is the parry, but this one's a little bit harder because you don't want to buffer the heavy, because watch this, right? If I do the light and then buffer the heavy after going into my full guard, you don't get it, okay? It's pretty easy. Just wait like a tad second, and then you'll get it. So right here, boom, light. I just waited just a second, and then you will get it. And I do have parry on, so he can't do anything about that. That is my main cartoon. All right, for Meiji, if you are in his defensive stance, it's just going to be a light into a heavy. That's all you get. Or wait, did I lie? It might be a zone into a heavy. It is a zone into a heavy. I lied to you guys. If you're Meiji in offensive stance, however, you do get the double heavy, and it does do more damage than defensive stance. On parry, if you are in your defensive stance with Meiji, you're going to get, I said on parry, and I didn't even make him parry. You're just going to get your light into your heavy, and in your offensive stance, you're going to get a double heavy. So like just stay in offensive stance. But I will say you can get kind of smooth with the defensive stance, but that's Meiji. All right, with Ocelot, all you're going to do is throw them to the side, and then you get a double heavy. Now, I also think you can do this punish if you want to stay in your chain. Yeah, so you can always go for the light heavy into the bash because you have more opportunity for damage. But if you're low stam, just do the double heavy. And then on parry, what you are going to do is you're going to do the dodge forward light, heavy, and then the light. I don't know if that light is guaranteed. Wait, hold on. Okay, so you can block it, unfortunately. It is not guaranteed, so I would just go into the bash if you do get a parry with Ocelot. You can't do that, can you? No, you can't. So just do dodge forward light, heavy, go into the bash. That's pretty much what I do every time, unless I get the GB, and, you know, if I'm low stam, double heavy works. Last, but definitely not least, with Virtuosa, you're going to want to do a left heavy into any side heavy, because the left heavy, the chain on that will do more damage, right? So see that did 30 damage. If I threw him to the right, or if my guard was to the right, then no matter what direction I did it, it's going to do 26 damage, right? Top, throw him to the side. I do a top, only 26 damage. So if you can, make sure you change your guard to the left. And then on parry, on out of stamina parry, you're actually going to do a dodge forward light with your guard on the left. That way you will go into your stance and get 30 damage. And I actually didn't even know that you could change the direction of your dodge forward light. I actually had no idea, so that is pretty funny. With that said, guys, that is all of the tips in the video. And during the outro, I'm gonna fight a level 3 bot and just whoop his ass. So I appreciate y'all watching. If you have, oh, my bad, hold on. There we go. If you guys have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. I'm pretty sure I did all of the correct max punishes, but I've been wrong before, and this bot is getting kind of whooped. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and I will do some. I dare you to do some. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.